first issue was the entire trial thrown out because there was a fake juror. I'm not kidding. When all the evidence was BS. Does that include her own? Because that was actually BS. You know, the part where she put on the makeup and acted like she was crying.
The question for today is, will Amber Heard get a new trial due to a juror misidentification concerning juror number 15 who served on the jury during the trial? On July 1st, Amber Heard's defense team filed a motion for new trial asking the court to either dismiss the complaint or grant an entirely new trial. According to their motion, the defense raises 7 separate issues, including an argument that one of the jurors may have been misidentified, and they request the court to investigate that issue. The defense team argues that a list of the jurors that were sent to the attorneys prior to trial identified juror number 15 as having a date of birth of 1945. Now the defense claims that juror number 15's actual date of birth is 1970 and that he may have never been summoned for jury service and potentially shouldn't have served on the jury. In my opinion, the judge should deny this request because the time to raise this issue was during trial while alternate jurors were available. These are highly sophisticated attorneys who must have conducted an extensive background search on all the jurors before they served on the jury. This is something the defense should have known about and raised during trial. This is a Hail Mary argument that the court will likely deny.
Amber Heard is asking the judge in her case against Johnny Depp to dismiss the verdict and grant them a new trial. As for the reason she's trying to get a new trial, she said that the evidence that Johnny's team presented was shoddy and there's allegedly a fake juror. According to them, juror number 15's birth year was on paper as 1945, but they weren't even close to that age.
So it looks like one of the jurors lied on their app about their birth date, the year. That's what she says, or, Elaine says. So this is why she's saying there's a fake juror and they're going back to court.
Did anybody else not know who Amber Heard was before the trial? Yeah, me neither. Then I saw she was in a movie that I'd actually seen and I had no idea it was her. Shrug. I hadn't a clue who she was. To be fair, I don't really know any actors' names unless I've seen them multiple times in different movies. But even then there's no guarantee I'll know who a certain actor is or whatever. I've never seen any of her movies, but I knew who she was. She illegally brought 2 dogs into Australia, in breach of our strict quarantine laws. See, Heard's relationship with the truth is extremely tenuous. I remembered her from Pineapple Express and Zombieland, but more the face than the name. She makes a pretty good zombie. But that's probably because she's equally as psychotic behind closed doors.
Domestic violence. Domestic violence.
She is a joke.
Why are you here? And then... I hadn't done that. I was actually trying to protect Johnny.
You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
It didn't feel like my place at all to share that with the man I was in love with. I know you don't come back from that. I'm not dumb.
Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house?
We're pursuing the matter and we don't intend to go away on it. We will continue to pursue it.
And really the key here is that there was testimony in the UK trial back in 2020 from a house manager named Kevin Murphy, and his testimony completely contradicted Amber Heard's account of how this whole thing happened. And Kate James, we heard from her during the 2022 trial in Virginia. We heard from her, and she had released some documents stating how upset she was because Amber Heard apparently blamed her for this whole thing. So she was incredibly upset by it.
We're pursuing the matter and we don't intend to go away on it. We
feel like it's so easy. It's so easy for me to get lost in my characters.
Are they good? Yes, they're good. Despite attempts by certain rogue, thug Australian government officials, they are all right. We were it became...
Australia is a wonderful island with a treasure trove of unique plants, animals, and people. I am truly sorry that Pistol and Boo were not declared. Protecting Australia is important.
I feel like it's so easy.
Rogue, thug Australian government officials, they are all right.
The former state manager of Johnny Depp, Kevin Murphy, said in a witness statement that he was told that he told Heard, quote, by email, telephone and in person, that she could not take the dogs to Australia because the relevant paperwork and permits were not complete, and the required 10-day quarantine arrangements had not been put in place. Murphy continued, Ms. Heard later told the court in Australia that I had told her it was fine to bring the dogs into Australia. That is false. I never told her this.
Yes, so Senator, that we understand that to be the case, or the evidence provided in the London court case, and giving a false testimony is an offence under the Crimes Act, so that is what we are now investigating.
You don't understand, Judge Penny. They need to understand that this is how the system works, and this is how the system doesn't work. Okay? She's saying she pledged the money. That means she pledged the money. Donating and pledging are the same thing. That's what it's saying. That is what Amber is saying. Oh my God, she's such an idiot. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Pledging is the same as donating.
Plaintiff has 26 hours and 9 minutes left.
This was a light bulb moment for me, finding out that there is a shot clock in this trial. This explains why there's been so many objections, because if you have attorneys and you have a shot clock, they're going to try to manipulate it in their favor. And here, my guess is the judge said, whoever loses an objection loses the time spent arguing that objection, which means the more objections you make and win, the more time you take away from your opponent to present their case. So that explains a lot of these objections to me.
Thanks so much for watching. The support has been incredible. I asked if you guys were done, and yes, I've seen some of you say yes, but a lot of you guys said you weren't, so we're still going. I thought it'd be fun to switch things up this time and do Captain Jack Sparrow tribute, since I love him so much. And yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. To those who are saying, let's move on, I hear ya. I'm still posting other things as well, so if this isn't your cup of tea, I get it. Move on to my commentaries. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Yeah, let me know. I'll keep going if you want. Just let me know. Thanks. Bye-bye.